tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome to Modern Family, Season 6, Episode 9, called Strangers in the Night. I'm your host, Jessie Owen, and joining me is Miss Carli.
Hi, guys.
All right, let's get started. Oh, and Steve and Britta are not with us tonight, and get well soon, Britta. Okay, so let's start with first topic, Alex.
Our prediction.
Yes, she has a boyfriend.
I know.
And it's so sad because, like, I really don't think Phil and Claire believed her at all.
I know. Well, Phil, he was like, I'm going to believe her. She's my daughter. It was really cute.
But then, like, it should have been called coincidences or whatever. This episode should have been called that because it was so funny because in the room that they were going, he was like, leave her alone. And
the teddy bear, that was the funniest part.
Teddy. Yeah. Like, it was just too many coincidences that were just, like, right there.
Yeah.
And it was just... I don't know. I felt bad for Alex because it's like she finally has a boyfriend. She gets her heart broken, and all she has is like a family who doesn't think she has a boyfriend.
I know. And a sister who has had so many boyfriends. And so when the roses were there, they were like, Haley, who sent you roses? And it was just sad.
I know, but how she got the roses just ended up... Let's talk Teddy real quick. It blew my mind that Alex would even go for someone who was like, oh, I got these roses off a graveyard. Like,
yeah.
It's like, that's creepy. Like,
yeah.
Weird.
And he was just kind of, I don't know, just a bad boy. And I don't think that she would go for someone like that either.
Well, sometimes, you know, the good girl goes for the bad guy if you've been... sheltered, I guess. And Alex really, I don't think she's been sheltered, but she hasn't lived a crazy life, and so I think she would go for someone like that, but not that extreme. Like, you would think that she'd be like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Haley dating Dylan. I think, isn't that his name, Dylan? Haley's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, the one that they were making fun of. His name's Dylan, right?
Yeah, they kept saying Dylan.
Yeah, you remember he was the tall, like, kind of dumb guy?
Yes.
I think that would be worse than Dylan, because at least Dylan was, you know, he wasn't smart, but he was, I don't even know if he was classy, but he
was kind. He was like,
he wasn't bad boy juvie. Yeah,
and then I was thinking, Alex's other boyfriend, Alec, he kind of had no personality to me. I'm just confused. Like, I'm glad our prediction came true, but I really wish that it would have been the neighbor boy or the boy she met at the orientation for school. Like, one of them.
Right. I thought it was going to be the guy that she met at orientation because he was kind of cute and tall and blonde. Like, maybe he was a model. Maybe they started talking, because this is the first thing we hear about this Alec boy, and he's like a model, and then they're dating and stuff. And it didn't really give any backstory of how they met, anything. I wish we could have, like, seen more into that.
I do too. And I get that it's a 30-minute comedy, so they can't really show too much. But hopefully in the future episodes, she gets a boyfriend that we actually get a storyline with.
Right. Yeah, maybe the next door neighbor, which we still didn't see this episode. It was like they were there for
neighbors.
2 episodes.
I know, it's really weird.
It's like, I really want to get them involved, and I know it's like Modern Family, it's about the 3 families, but I mean, let's spice it up a little bit. Maybe not every episode, but a little bit, you know?
Because they're another Modern Family, so...
A different kind of Modern Family, definitely. That's funny. Yeah, but... I mean, how would you feel if your family didn't, going back to the whole Claire, Phil, and Haley thing, how would you feel if you were, like, kind of, she's not really the black sheep of the family, but she's kind of like the middle child syndrome? well, she is the middle child, so it's like perfect and fitting. But I mean, how would you handle it if your family didn't think, you had a boyfriend?
I mean, probably how she did. She was upset and was like, I can't believe you didn't believe me. And they still didn't really believe her. I'd just be frustrated and upset. Like, she was visibly upset for sure. So, yeah, I mean, just like she handled it.
I feel like they actually gave her motive to want to go date a bad boy to make attention be drawn to the fact that, she has a boyfriend. This is who her boyfriend is.
Yeah.
So they actually believe her. And I also wish we could have seen them actually, like, Phil, because he obviously went and tried to stop.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, so I wish we could have seen what happened there and what the outcome of that is.
Yeah, I do too. They'll probably mention it next episode. Like
Hopefully.
something. Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Maybe she'll continue to get white roses the whole time. I don't know, guys.
I know.
I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next topic, the couch, the white couch. Like you said, why would you buy a white couch? Especially with a child. Like, if you notice, like, a lot of people who have really nice things in their house, like, their kids are older, and you do that as they get older and you're done having kids, because I'm not saying you can't keep things nice, but you can't really have the nicest things when you have kids. Like,
well, even like I have a tan couch and I'm an adult and it still gets dirty, so I couldn't even imagine having a white couch with a child. Like, I just don't think it would work at all.
Right. It's a good thing they don't have pets. Well, they had a cat.
The white cat.
They still have the cat because that's why Brenda, who we'll talk about later, that's why she was sneezing the whole time. She was like, "Do you have a cat?" Oh, that was great, Brenda.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wrote, do you think it's possible to have nice things with kids? Like, I guess we kind
of... it's possible if you have, like, a big house that has a separate, like, nice living room or something, and then the child doesn't go in there, then, yeah, that's possible because, well, then no one's really using it and use it for special occasions. So in that sense, but a living room that, like, they use every day. I mean, Lily's 7, right? So she's gonna get it dirty.
Well, it's funny because they were trying to teach her to have respect for nice things, which, I mean, I kind of agree with that, but I don't think they should start with something like a couch.
Yeah, no, I think that they wanted this couch, and so they were like, oh, we can teach Lily how to be respectful, just because they wanted to get it, so they needed, like, an excuse. Right. Yeah, but I think I'm happy that they bought something that they like. That's nice. But
yeah, I just think they picked the bad time. But I mean, they did just get married. I think at least they should have just gotten a couch cover or something, because that was a nightmare. Because the first guest that they had, since they had the new white couch, was Brenda. And Brenda was a hot mess.
Such a hot mess. I loved her. She was so funny.
She was. And I thought the funniest part to me was whenever they were, like, rolling her onto the blanket, and she's like, Doug, no. And it's like, God, what is your ex-husband doing to you while you're sleeping?
I know. I know. I thought she was going to wake up and see them, like, standing over her, but that didn't happen. I don't know. She was hilarious, and she's from Third Rock from the Sun. We looked up. Well, we knew, but we forgot her name.
Kristen Johnston. Yeah, Kristen Johnston. I always love it when they bring, like, special guests on and, other people's. I don't know, it just makes the show more interesting instead of seeing, like I said before, the same modern family.
Yeah, and she has a really unique voice, and she's just funny, so I really liked her character. I felt bad for her, though. She was constantly sad.
Right, but in the end, like, when they were going through all the stuff, they're like, oh, look, she brought this, she brought that. I wonder if she's going to be there the next episode, like, continue staying there, because her stuff was still there and it was the next day.
I thought the same thing. They're like, she brought all this for one night? Like, no, I think she's going to stay.
Yeah, because she's going through a divorce, unless... I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know either.
Maybe she'll be part of the family, or maybe she'll... I don't know. Maybe she'll move in next door.
Yeah.
She'd fit right in there.
Oh my gosh,
That's
funny.
For sure. I'm not sure I could have given up my bed, though, for a guest like that. like, I don't know. If they were imposing kind of like she was, then I'd be like, okay, you sleep on the couch. But if it was like my mom or like someone I invited over and was like, come over, you know, I'll give you my bed, you know, that kind of stuff. But I felt like she was kind of imposing because she was like, can I please stay with you? And
yeah. Well, when she was on the first couch and she was just complaining about the size, to me, I was thinking, like, if I were a guest in someone's home and they were letting me stay here, I wouldn't complain about the size of the couch that you had me sleeping on.
Right, and she could have, like, no one really sleeps like that, like, in reality, or at least I don't. I curl up in, like, a little ball.
Yeah.
So I just feel like she could have made it work. I felt, I don't know, she was just very negative and complaining and high maintenance.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that would have, well, it was funnier how they definitely handled it, but I would have been like, look, you need to chill and don't get on that couch because it's brand new. Like, I would have been like, hey, off limits.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like they did to Lily.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why he was like reluctant to do that with her though, because I mean they're not friends. I mean she's pretty much a stranger that works with them, and he thinks
Strangers
she's weird.
in the Night, the name of the episode.
I know. So it's like that's weird that you know you tell like your child, you can tell her what's up, but you can't tell a complete stranger to respect your house and your stuff. Like, but it was definitely funnier how they handled it.
It was. I was very surprised, though. I thought one of the two of them was going to go off on her and just be like, that's it. You have to leave. We can't handle this. Like, something. And they really kept their cool. Like, they didn't just let it go, but they didn't yell at her or anything, so.
Right, and it's so funny because usually in the episodes, we see this a lot with Cam convincing Mitch to do something and then it backfiring.
Yeah.
Just like the court thing, like where, you know, he put on the what was it, the nose and
the nose and the glass,
Yeah, so, I mean, I just feel like Cam's a bad influence to Mitch sometimes, but the outcome is usually hilarious, so it's worth it.
It is worth it. They might be my favorite on the whole show, but I love Phil Dunphy, too, so I don't know.
I know. In real life, I wish that Phil was my dad and they were my friends or my uncles, my gay uncles.
We were just planted in the neighborhood on the show. The ideal.
Yeah, they bring life to the show. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about Brenda? Or
no, just that I hope we see her again.
Yeah, definitely me too. Let's move on to the dog party. That's
Buster's party.
Do you think it's weird that people have parties for their dogs?
No. Like Jay was saying, he said they can't have children, so their dog is their child. And I feel like a lot of people are like that. And dogs are so great. Like, you just want to celebrate them. It was really extravagant, but if you have the extra money to throw your dog that extravagant of a birthday party, then go for it.
It was like a mini bar mitzvah for a dog, which is great to me. Like, I will be honest, I had a party for my dog when she turned 2. I was really, really excited. I got him like cake and ice cream. I even asked the vet, I was like, is it okay that they eat cake and ice cream? And the vet was like, yeah, of course. And just like a spoonful each. And they ended up all throwing up. So I guess they're like lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And that's not a good idea to give your dogs cake and ice cream, just FYI. But I am totally down for having dog parties. I think it gives people an excuse to like hang out, like, you know, like you and your friends. Like when you have kids one day, like that, well, you're not having kids.
Well, we're just the one that really doesn't want.
That's so funny. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like you have, like, kids and you have, like, their parties and it's, like, a reason to, like, get together and, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Mini parties, reasons to party.
Yeah, well, and like Jay was saying, a lot of them are single, so I'm assuming they're just younger single guys that just bought a dog and they really love their dog. So they are kind of like their children, and it's like the step before you have children and get together with your kids, like you were saying. So getting together with your dogs, going to the dog park, I think is awesome and cool, and I liked Buster's party.
And I promise you, having a dog, to me, like, I've helped raise nieces and nephews, and I have my dogs, and I swear having dogs is harder than having kids to me. Like, I mean, I've never actually had kids, but it's hard. It's a lot more responsibility. you can't lock a kid in a cage and, like, you know, like, you have to worry about someone, like, watching them and babysitting and house sitting and letting them out. Like, a kid you can just take wherever with you, you know? Well, not everywhere, but, like, you know, normal life things.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I know that a lot of apartments don't let you have dogs either, so that's hard. But I've never had my own dog, just a family dog, and never had children, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's good to wait.
Yeah.
But I will say that I noticed that, like, Jay, I thought it was, at first I was like, oh, Jay's being really, really sweet. You know, he's thinking of Gloria again. But then we find out that he's being a typical man and he's just in it for him so he can get out. He didn't want to go to either one of them. So he's like, oh, if I do this, you know, I won't have to go to this, and he can use it against her. But I thought it was funny that he always thinks Manny's out to get him now. Like, because, well, Manny is really smart, and I think he is turning into a mini Jay, and that's what I think scares Jay. I think that's funny to watch.
Yeah, he's really grown into his own, Manny. It's really good to see. He is more like Jay, more like a man, like grown up.
Right. I totally agree. And I can't wait to see more of the growing up since we've seen him as little to big.
I know.
So, well, guys, we don't have much time tonight, so we're going to have to really wrap it up pretty quick. So, first off, before we go into predictions and other things, I wanted to say go on YouTube, go on iTunes, give us 5 stars. You know, please, if you like us, give us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching every week. And the people who do comment, thank you so much for your comments. We really do read them. And, you know, they mean a lot to us.
Yes, thank you.
So, do you have anything else you want to say on the episode? I thought it was a really good episode. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
a lot of good topics. And our prediction, Alex has a boyfriend.
And they started out right at the beginning, so I like that.
Yeah, I just want to see her get a better boyfriend.
I know.
Definitely. So, and we want Brenda to come back, so that's good. Got introduced to a lot of new different things, like Alex dating and Brenda, so that was good.
Yeah. So what are your predictions in the future?
Yeah, my prediction.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
I think it's gonna be like a regular thing where Alex starts dating, and it's not gonna be. I think she's gonna maybe start hanging out with Haley. I think it's gonna bring them closer together. As sad as that sounds, dating should not bring people like sisters together, but I think it's gonna. I don't know, maybe, because, you know, as you get older, like, you and your sisters get closer. I mean, I know, obviously, you're very close with your sister, and I'm close with my sister, but, you know, like, when we were younger, it was more like she was like my mom, which I still kind of look at her like my mom, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, the older you get, the closer you get, because you have more in common. You're more the same age.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as Alex and Haley go, you'd think that Alex would, like, ask Haley advice, like, what do I wear on my date and all that stuff. But I also think that Alex really, like, doesn't like asking advice because she's so smart and so independent. So I don't really know how that's going to play out. I feel like Haley will almost, like, want to, like, change her. Like, is that what you're wearing on your date? Like, no, we're going to, like, makeover or something.
Yeah, and then whoever she really is with, who's the real guy, will be like, why are you trying to be this person?
Exactly. Oh, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, there's only one more episode, so maybe, like, next season. Which I'm curious to see how they're going to end that, like, season.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Christmas.
Oh, good one. Yeah, we had Thanksgiving, we had Halloween, we need Christmas.
Yeah, we do.
Need a Christmas one.
We definitely need Christmas. Christmas.
I love Christmas.
Holiday season.
Okay, so what is that? Do you have any predictions?
Just the Haley trying to take over with Alex's dating, and I think that's really it. And then Alex picking a school. I think that'll happen soon.
And we'll find out if she's going to stay.
Stay or leave, yes. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Carli_Garsow.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Jessie Owen. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week for the season finale. Have a good week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.